What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today I'm going to be showing you guys games number 11 through 20. We're going to be readdressing something we briefly talked about yesterday, one of the comments. And yeah, and then we're going to, today, I'm not going to be doing any of the new FUTmas SBCs that are here, Lamar, Koulibaly and Berardi. Koulibaly and Lamar specifically are just not value for money. Koulibaly potentially, if you can do him for like, if you've got like a crap ton of untradeable red cards or just untradables in general and you can do him for like 30-40k, sure, go nuts. But anything more than that, it's just not good enough. It's not cheap enough. Berardi's the only one that I sit down and think, you know, maybe he's good value, but at the same time, when am I going to use him or need him? And he's going to cost probably around 20,000 coins, an 83 rated squad with a FUT Champs card or an Inform card. I would just rather not have him in the club. But what we're going to do first is we're going to do the daily FUTmas SBC. So, same league max 6, same nation max 4, and then 77 rated. So really easy, and 3 rares I think it is, which we can just achieve quite comfortably. We'll pop Pickford in there to start with. We'll go Premier League across the back line because we'll have someone, for example, let me check the price of Zabaleta, but I'll happily use Zabaleta. We'll pop him in 2, we'll pop Dunk in 2, and at left back Kolasinac. So that's actually a really good start, funnily enough, in terms of everything that we've got going on here. So Mangala, less than 1,000 coins, happy days. Dunk is less than 1,000 coins, happy days. Sayed Kolasinac is maybe 1,200. No, there's 1,000, less than 1,000 coins, happy days. Of course, we're getting a 45k pack for this, and then Zabaleta 1,400. Yeah, see, I had a feeling. I don't know why. I just had a feeling he was going to be. Oh, I've got max items. I'm actually gonna let's go to the trade pile. Let's clear that real quick. I sold a lot of my common gold cards last night because they're just going for stupid money. I sold an Inform that I bought for 12k for 15k. I sold that Carrasco I had in the club and the Laporte. I sold Joshua Kimmich again. After tax, I lost 2,000 coins on him because I bought him for 135. And I paid 5k for a shadow card to put on him. So I lost like 7,000 coins on him. Just stupid. Just really stupid. I bought this Salah for like 4,100. Sold him for 4,500. So made a bit. But then Arribas 1,200. Elistondo 900. Fonte 1,800, Elistondo again for 1,200, Arribas for 1,700, Sané for 900, Cabella for 850, D'Ambrosio for 800, Adrian only for 400, Hisaj for 1,300, Trippier for 1,900, Crescito 850, Lovren 850, Moreno 850, Jardel 950, Raul 1,600, and Grankvis for 950. And the reason why they're going for so much is because of these daily FUTmas SBCs. So obviously for me, it's better to sell the items that are worth more than their traditional price because I will end up getting them back at one stage or another. And it does look like, damn, there was like a 1,500 bid on him, 1,900 no bin, 1,800 no bin. So we'll list him up for 1,500. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go for a CDM from the Premier League as the next position. Kouyaté, not really interested in. Fellaini, we'll go back to Kouyaté, I think. And then at left mid, so obviously I don't need, yeah, Hesse is good as well. So we've already got same nation, max 4, no problem covered. Same league, we've got 6 here. And 78 rating is going to be quite comfortable because we've got that 79 and 80 rated in there. Then what we're going to do for the other section of this is go for the La Liga, the Spanish league. We can throw in, obviously, a couple of Spaniards if possible. Now, I wonder if this guy's actually going to sell as well because I'm going to use him. So if he does go for like 1,200 coins, now he's 850 or cheaper. I like that. If we can get a Spaniard here, that would be perfect. We can with Roger and Baston. I'll put both of those guys in there. Again, I don't need Baston. I know he's shiny, but as typically with the way this game works, common cards are more expensive than rare cards, which is just silly. Very, very silly. What are we going to do here? What have we got? So we're already 75 rated. Let me have a look at a couple of silver cards. Let me see what silvers I've got going on. No, I don't really want to use silvers. What about bronzes? How much does a 64? Ooh, that takes us to 76 from 75, and 85 chemistry. And what about a French bronze right back? That takes us to 77. So let's pop that dude in there anyway. And I actually think we might be able to get away with any player here. Let's have a look at a silver player first. 67 untradeable, not enough. 67 untradeable, not enough. 71 untradeable, not enough. So we might need to go for a gold French player here instead. So let's go high to low. So 71 for silver wasn't enough. 74 is not enough. So we're going to have to go gold. And I'm going to want to go French. And let's go low to high. Can I fit another Frenchman in? Is that going to work? Alright, so 75 isn't even enough. 77 isn't enough. That's still 77. 78 is still not enough. 79 for Zuma. Same league, not enough. Matthew, don't want to use him. Not enough either. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to go to... we're going to go grab, say... We're just going to grab a different right back. Because obviously I'm going to need like a gold right back instead of a bronze right back. I thought I'd be able to get away with using a gold one. Do we want to go... Ooh, see, I wonder if Donati is going to be worth a crap ton because he's Italian from the Bundesliga. Yeah, see, ooh, 950. No, I'll sacrifice 950. I'm okay with that. And we'll go for a final Bundesliga player just to end this off and complete this SBC. Low to high. So this guy, not enough rating. What? Oh, goddamn. Alright, let's go back to Liga Santander. God damn, I thought I'd be able to just get away with doing that. So we'll go for Martinez there. We'll pop him in there. And then I don't think a right back works. Right back doesn't work for rating. I actually need a quite a high rated player here. Preferably Spanish. Denis Suarez. And that's too many from the same nation at that point. But that's okay, because then I can take out Baston and put in anyone else, really. Oh, I only have Is that Scottish guy enough? Because thingy is high rated. Nope. Is 62 enough now? Nope. I could just go and buy a striker, or is a cam also going to work for me? Is Vasquez going to work? No, it doesn't work for chemistry. All right, we're going to go and buy a striker. This is ridiculous. This is taking way too long. So, striker, let's go gold, low to high. Just a non-Spanish striker. So, no, not him. This guy, he works. There we go. And he's rare, which means he's hopefully going to be about 800 coins. Yes, there we go. Boom. That was just so much easier. So, there we go. He goes in. That's it, done. We get a prime gold players pack for this. So, I'm hoping for something decent out of this pack. But I'm literally just hoping. That's it. There's nothing more than hope out of this pack. We sold that Zabaleta for 1,500 coins. Very nice indeed. And then our prime gold players pack is going to yield us... We get a board. Wait, what? We don't get a board? I thought these packs were thin. We don't get a board. That's rough, man. That's rough. I'm not going to lie. That's rough. We get Sacco, an 81 rated. Junuzovic, Kokorin. Right, let's have a look at Botejin. This dude might be worth, 1,500 or so. Yeah, he's worth a little more than normal, so we'll pop him up. Jones is an Australian from this league. No, he's not worth enough to sell. This guy probably not high rated enough to sell. Maybe. No, I'll keep him for a rainy day. We'll send the rest into the club, guys. That is going to be the end of the SBC. As I said before, I'm not going to ruin for you guys where we're at in Foot Champs. We're just going to go along with it. I'm currently down into Gold 3 for Weekend League. It's currently 4:30 in the evening, and I've actually still got 11 games of Foot Champs to play. I didn't play many on Friday at all. Sorry, on Saturday. I only played 4 games on Saturday. So I've got 11 FUT Champs games to play. I will most likely play another game of squad battles just to put myself up into that Gold 2 category. But even if I don't, 2 Jumbo Premium Gold Packs and 12,000 coins, or a Premium Gold Players Pack, a Jumbo Premium Gold Pack and 13,000 coins, there's not much difference between the two for the amount of points that you need in the difference. So if I'm 1 game away from just moving up to Gold 2, I'll just go and move up to Gold 2. If, however, I'm many games away from being in Gold 2, like 2 or 3 games away, I probably won't play them and just settle in Gold 3 and deal with that as it comes. But yeah, for now, guys, this is going to be the end of the live section. Let's get into some gameplay. Okay, guys, as we go into the gameplay, we started off today 7 wins and 3 losses from our first 10 games. That's not so bad, actually, you know, like that's only 1 to 2 win swing away from where I would love to be. You know, 8 and 2 I would consider a good start. 9 and 1 I would consider an exceptional start. 7 and 3 is not a bad start. But it was weird because I was 7 and 3 after being 4 and 3. So, you know, I was on a bit of a win streak. We went from, yeah, like I say, 4 and 3 to 7 and 3. And I was just playing, I wasn't playing great. I could feel myself playing a bit weird. But we're not going to talk about that today. We kind of briefly brushed over that yesterday. So I've got 2 comments still from yesterday's video. One that we read out that I want to go into a bit more detail with, and one that I didn't read out that I think is an important thing to discuss. Matt D says, Nep, I think you should look at your coins as a business. You either need to invest as a new asset, example Team of the Year players when they're released to help you increase your performance, or you can invest to make more profit. If it were a company, you wouldn't sit on your coins and admire them. You'd get the figures in and decide how to expand and invest. So I reckon go for it. Have zero balance, but investments of whatever you fancy. And generally, I quite agree. You know, there's no point. Like, I have some investment techniques in mind that I want to use, but as typical with me, I've waited too long and I've missed the opportunity on quite a few of them. And instead, I've then kind of panic invested in things that are more dependent on real world like performances than just in-game situations. For example, I picked up a few Danny Welbeck Path to Glories, a few Wagner Path to Glories, a few Oxlade-Chamberlain Path to Glories, a few Stindl Path to Glories, and I bought them all at what I call their resting price, right? So it's a price where they're already at kind of like their lowest point, right? So Danny Welbeck I picked up for 14 to 15k. He's never going to go lower than that for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's a special card that's Premier League from a big club in English. Number two, it's a position change because it's a left mid / left wing instead of striker. And number three, he discards for 10 to 10,500 coins. I can't remember exactly what. So he's never really going to go much lower than 14, 15k. So that was a smart investment. But whether or not I make profit off that investment is highly dependent on whether or not Danny Welbeck starts, comes on, or does anything in real life. So these might be the sort of cards that sit there for months before they're used. But one of the reasons why I actually went and picked up like Wagner and such, because I picked up a few of him, was because with these FUTmas SBCs, it wouldn't surprise me if you needed a special card, if you needed a one to watch, Path to Glory, Team of the Group Stage for some of the bigger FUTmas SBCs. So I kind of invested in those off the back of that. But again, that's more hoping that EA do something rather than knowing that there's financial gain in certain things. And I know that there's financial gain in certain aspects of this game because the market fluctuates. Within certain markets, it fluctuates gradually a lot. For example, fitness cards. Whenever there's a specific SBC, like if Marquee Matchups comes out and one of the rewards for Marquee Matchups is a rare consumables pack, fitness cards will drop from wherever they're at that moment in time. They'll drop about 30 to 40% because everyone dumps them. Everyone does Marquee Matchups, dumps the fitness cards. So let's say there's 600 coins. They'll drop to 400 coins. Now again, because the consumables market is so special for a few reasons. Number one, in the consumables market, you can store unlimited of them because they just all go into your club. And number two, once they're used, they're gone, right? So with a player, if you buy a player, afterwards you can sell the player. With a consumable, if you buy and then use the consumable, it disappears from the market. So if fitness cards go down from 600 coins to 400 coins, and you buy 1 million coins worth at 400 coins, you're going to end up having, I don't even know off the top of my head, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 400. You're going to end up having 2,500 squad fitness cards that cost you 1 million coins. For example, let's say you dumped 1 million coins in. If you then sold those, at 600 coins, you would have 1.5 million coins less your 75k tax. You would literally make 425,000 coins from fitness cards. And that's risk-free because consumables always fluctuate based on what comes out and when. And it's different to players and it's different to other things. And I sit here frustrated with myself because I did it last year as well. I had so many things in mind that I kept tracking mentally but not actually doing in game that worked time and time again, and I just didn't indulge in it. I didn't get involved in it. Like even now, the League SBCs, Nick does it all the time. It would be very smart of me, you, anyone to go and buy all the Premier League silvers right now that are less than 500 coins, because eventually they're going to be more than 500 coins, and that's just a fact. But I'm not doing it, and I don't know why. And so yeah, I have coin making methods, and what I've got wrong again, and I kind of need this current promo to end before I can reinvest, because with the promo as it is, this is the time I should be selling the things that I should have already bought, not the time I should be buying the things that I want to buy. So I can't really do much until this current promo ends. With that being said, yeah, I need to. I think taking this week off squad battles was good for me personally because I had a lot more free time. I got to spend some good time with my daughter. I've been managed to get back in the gym, which obviously is great. And just generally, I haven't felt rushed for my content. I haven't been sitting there thinking, oh God, another 4 squad battles games, then I've got to do this, then I've got to do that. Oh, it's midnight again, more squad battles games. I haven't felt that this week, which is good for me. But obviously, we're going to take a huge hit in terms of revenue earned through not playing squad battles. So with that in mind, I want to use the coins I have to generate extra revenue through trading instead of through squad battles, and I've done that wrong this week. So this for me is a bad week in terms of making coins on the road to glory. We won't make many this week, maybe a couple 100,000 at most, right? On top of that, I thought and hoped that not playing squad battles over the weekend would help my FUT Champs performance, but this is likely to be my worst finish since week 1. Week 1 we got 27 wins. We then have not hit less than 29 wins on any week up until last week, where I decided to stop at 28 wins. I stopped at 28 with 3 left. This week is probably going to be the week where I actually finish potentially gold 1. I have a chance at Elite 3 still, but I'm cutting it fine. This might well be just my worst finish on the week where I took off a week of squad battles to try and focus on FUT Champs, and it just kind of backfired. So this week was just a wrong week for me. I did everything wrong. I didn't do my investments right, and the investments I did do were wrong. Not playing squad battles to help me with FUT Champs was wrong. Changing some things in the club was wrong. I kind of just did it all wrong this week. I kind of messed up this week, and that's okay, man. Can't be on point every week. It's coming up to Christmas. Who cares? You know what I mean? The next comment we got was from NepentheZ from this is from 2 videos ago. But this is one that I just want to talk about to give a bit of insight that you might not have heard of, that will help develop my opinion on matchmaking. And NepentheZ says, matchmaking in FUT Champs is a fix. Every weekend the same S happens. First 10 games I play the teams around the same level as mine and win about 8 and lose 2. Next 10 games I play absolute god teams and lose about 7 out of 10. Every weekend this happens. It's a joke. So the first thing I want to just address is, if you're playing teams around the same level as yours and you're winning 8 and losing 2, you're not really playing the team. You're playing maybe teams around the same level as yours, but that's because you're playing players that aren't necessarily good players, thus they don't have great teams. And when you go on a win streak, you come up against better players, and when you come up against better players, they typically have better teams, and that means that you're then going to start suffering. And what someone like you, Nathan, it seems like will happen for you is you'll literally go on an insane win streak, and then an insane loss streak, and then an insane win streak, and then potentially an insane loss streak to end it off over like a 40-game period. Like, you'll literally do this, right? Instead of like a steady win, 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 loss. Win, 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 loss. And the reason for that is, in my opinion, and this is half speculation and half knowledge, but Teebs, one of the FIFA developers, had a tweet to someone where somebody tweeted out saying, I'm in gold 2 and I'm matching up against someone who's in Elite 1, or he was actually in top 100, but EA classify top 100 as Elite 1 for matchmaking purposes because there's only 100 people in top 100. And what he said was that even though you're in gold 2, your record had you trending to Elite 2, right? So he was trending, his projected rank was Elite 2. So when his projected rank is Elite 2, it's okay in terms of what the matchmaking system EA have got to match him with someone whose predicted rank is Elite 1. Now, I don't necessarily think this works because it's so easy to manipulate, and also it doesn't offer fair skill-based matchmaking for the simple reason that if you, like what NepentheZ says, if he wins 8 of his first 10 games, he's winning those 8 because he's generally coming up against other people who are, well, your first 5 games you're unranked, so you're also playing unranked people, which means you could be playing against an insane player or a terrible player, and because the level of insane players is so small compared to the level of terrible players or average players that is so grand, you're more than likely going to come up in your first 5 games against 5 people that aren't great at FIFA. You just have more chance of that. So once you get 5 wins, you're 5-0, you're effectively predicted Elite 1 rank at this stage. Now, the beauty of that is that at 5-0, there are still so many people that are playing the game that are also 5-0, that might be 5-0 or even 4-1, which is still an elite rank prediction. You're in a situation where you could have 2 of the worst FIFA players in the world that go 4-1 and 4-1 because they've played other really terrible FIFA players and then got good wins off of those. And now you've got 2 terrible FIFA players that are 4-1, they're both predicted elite. Now if those 2 match up, then one of those terrible players is now going to be 5-1 and one of them is going to be 4-2. And the guy that's 4-2 is now predicted probably gold 1. So he's now going to start playing worse players. But the guy that's 5-1, even though he's theoretically a terrible FIFA player, he's still predicted Elite 1. So if he comes up against a guy that's also 5-1 or 6-1 that's not that great at FIFA, he might get another win and still be predicted Elite 1. But if he comes up against someone that's actually very good at the game and is predicted Elite 1, he's going to get smashed because it's not a fair balance of matchmaking. And the reason why this doesn't work this year in FIFA and why we see so many imbalances in matchmaking for people that are predicted similar ranks is because it's so easy to manipulate. And the reason why I say that is because if you play your games very, very early, so if you a Friday at say 8 AM, like I say, the pool of the best players in the game is so small. So it's very easy to miss those if you play when they don't play. So if you play, say, 15 games very early on Friday, the likelihood is that if you're 10-2, somebody else at 10-2 is going to be very bad at FIFA because they're just playing in a pool of players that isn't great. So even though matchmaking is in effect, it's not working to the degree it should do. And the reason why, in my opinion, Saturday is such a tough day for FIFA, especially in FUTchamps, is because most people have played a healthy chunk of games to the point where they're at their natural predicted rank. You know, let's say they play 20 or 25 games. That's already enough where they've got 15 or 18 or 20 wins and they're at their natural predicted rank. And there's so many people at their natural predicted rank that actually you're going to be coming up against very, very evenly skilled people throughout the whole of Saturday because there are a lot of people on, a lot of people have played a lot of games, and so matchmaking is at its best. You're actually going to be coming up in fair matches. But when you start on Friday, the chance of you having an unfair match is high. Saturday it's low, and then the later you get on Sunday, the higher the chance of getting an unfair match comes again. And you might be on either end of the spectrum. You might be a great player that comes up against terrible players, or a terrible player that comes up against great players, but you also might be a great player that comes up against a very, very good player. Because like I say, if you're both predicted Elite 1, you got a good chance of matching up against each other. But because there's so few people playing late Sunday and so many people have completed their games, all of the best players potentially have completed their games, what you're left with is you're left with a pool of not the best players playing. And so with that in mind, if I'm say 20-5 and predicted Elite 2, and you're 31-8 and also predicted Elite 2, I don't think that's a fair match, because it's like, although we're both predicted Elite 2, somebody has got 20 wins and 5 losses and somebody has already won 31 games. it's just weird, man. It's like I would love to know a bit more of how matchmaking works, but the way I see it, and I hope I've explained it correctly here. I think it makes sense what I'm saying. It makes sense to me in my mind, but it might not make sense to you guys listening to it. But the way, in my opinion, it works is matchmaking is on a bell curve. So the earliest point on Friday when the game first opens up, Friday at 7 AM, the matchmaking fairness is at its lowest point, and it will go on a curve up through Friday. The later Friday gets, the better chance you've got of matchmaking being correct comes, and then Saturday it goes up to the top, and then late Saturday night and Sunday it curves back down. So it goes on a bell curve to the point where you know, if you're a great player, you play in the times where it benefits you, and you play only home games, you're just eradicating a huge portion of good players from your pool of players. And that's why people are able to manipulate their way to 35, 40, 38, 34 wins, etc., etc. If you're a bad player or an average player, the bell curve works against you at every opportunity except the very beginning and the very end. You know, from Friday afternoon up until probably like Sunday evening, you've got a higher chance of coming up against someone well outside of your skill level, just because the bell curve doesn't suit you. And again, that's my interpretation of it. I could be wrong, I could be right. I would love to know more from EA on how it exactly works, because like I say, this is like half speculation and half fact. But basically, bottom line is that the earlier you can, basically, if you can avoid playing on Saturdays, you're probably going to have your best finishes. If you can get 20 in on Friday and 20 on Sunday, I reckon you'll see your average wins go up than if you have to play games on Saturday. With that being said, guys, after 20 games, we've only got 14 wins. It's my worst start in a very, very long time after 20 games. You know, 14-6, not great, but not the worst. You know, we've still got a chance of Elite 3. But this is going to be the end of the video for today. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.